Hey folks, I'm your guest. I'm your host, not guest. I was reading something and it actually had Congressman Collins' name right there that we had earlier as a guest. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. Show them how they can contact the show and get in touch with us. There you go. Now, this right here, we got to put this up. I was on social media. Josh, just go ahead and put it up. Here you go, folks. Just soak that in. There's Creepy Joe getting some neck smooching. I don't know who did this. I would love to give you a shout out, give you credit. I wish on social media there's no credit on this. I wish I could find and give, and if I do find it, I'll give you credit. That is amazing. That is awesome. There you go. Biden Abrams 2020. Creepy Joe. I tell you, that's what Trump needs to call him. Creepy old Joe. And there is Stacey Abrams getting some neck smooches right there. So take that down. I've asked you, stop scaring the audience. Now, I just want to go through this, and I do this only because I like to show you what the media thinks is news, okay? This is at 5 a.m., okay? You'll see 2:59, meaning the clock's getting ready to change to 5 a.m. Eastern time. And this is what MSNBC thinks is the top story to run with. Number 5. Now, if you don't know who Meghan McCain is, she is the chubby little spoiled brat, rich white girl, blonde on the far end, okay? And it's Meghan McCain. And Trump will never be a great man like my daddy. My daddy bought me a pony. I had a pony when I was little. He's a great man. He took me hiking. He also was a double agent, baby. Bottom line, yeah, daddy was a double agent. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, number 6, right there, MSNBC. Meghan McCain, Trump will never be a great man. Here's number 7. Remember that touching moment when she went to her daddy's casket? Meghan McCain slams Trump on The View. When did The View at 5 a.m. in the morning become your lead story after he attacked John McCain on Twitter? Now, here's another little, I got a second one. Why don't we go call this just spoiled ass brat segment? So Abby Huntsman, number 8, okay, Abby Huntsman, her daddy, her rich daddy from Utah, one-time governor of Utah, even senator, I don't know, but one-time governor, anyhow, her daddy, which got an ambassadorship. She better hush up, because mommy and daddy got one of them dream vacations and went where they wanted, okay? President Trump sent them there. Here's another little spoiled brat, John Huntsman's daughter. Proud of my good friend Meghan McCain. You tell them, girl. You go, girl. This is 5 o'clock in the damn morning. I'm like, what the hell? I'm hearing a go girl at 5 o'clock in the morning. Proud of my good friend Meghan McCain for staying so composed through this nonsense. The McCain family doesn't deserve it, and neither does this great country. Although her daddy was a double agent, leadership and decency may not matter on a reality show, but it sure as hell matters. It sure as hell matters when you're running the free world. What the hell how did these spoiled rich kids, they're not Republicans. Damn it, don't say they're Republican. The kids are Republicans. They're not. One is, I'm not saying it, and the other one was a double agent, and I call it at that. John McCain was a double agent. He worked for the deep state, period, okay? These spoiled brats. But it sure as hell matters when you're running. I wonder if she stomped her foot. It sure as hell matters when you're running for the free All right, and here she is, number 9, The View, ABC, Abby Huntsman, and there's her Twitter handle right there. If you'd like to tell her how you feel about it, that's MSNBC. Now let me go to this one. I just want to show you, because we do that, the deep state, how they stay in lockstep. This is 4:03 a.m., number 19. Meghan McCain, co-host of The View. This is 4 a.m. Their first story of the day is about The View with Meghan McCain. So I just wanted to show you that. Now next, okay, watch for this, because MSNBC came out this morning, and what's important to them is number 10, a Mar-a-Lago weekend and an act of God. Now what got, okay, what got Michael Cohen in the deepest trouble? Bank fraud, okay? Bank fraud. So they're looking to go bank fraud on your president. A Mar-a-Lago weekend, an act of God, in New York Times, Trump's history with Deutsche Bank. The sales team managed to sell hundreds of millions of dollars worth of bonds. Mr. Trump was pleased with the results when a Deutsche Bank executive called, according to a person who heard the conversation. We don't know who it is. If somebody was in the room, heard the conversation. Don't forget what you promised our guys. Now, don't you love that the New York Times will run this? Okay? They sold bonds, and Trump was so pleased with the results when Deutsche Bank executive called. Who's the executive? Number 1, according to a person who heard the, was it Michael Cohen? Because Michael said he walked around, maybe it was Don Jr., he was in the room. You remember Michael Cohen, this is what his senator, Michael Cohen said, I was standing there when Julian Assange called. Or no, Roger Stone called and said, the eagle has landed. What's that mean? The eagle, damn it. Hillary's emails, 2 days. He wants us to believe he was standing in the room. Well, let's see, who is this person that heard the conversation? Don't forget what you promised our guys, man. The executive reminded him. Mr. Trump said he did not remember, and that he doubted the salesman actually expected to be taken to Mar-a-Lago. I don't have that dun-dun-dun music. Number 11, a Mar-a-Lago weekend, an act of God. Trump's history with Deutsche Bank. Number 12, this is Joe and Minka, Trump's history with Deutsche Bank. All right, let's go to this one, number 14, because we got to wrap up this morning. There's Joe and Minka. Minka's been stretched or something. I mean, just stretched. Silly putty. Every time I see Minka's head, I think it could go in one of those silly putty eggs. That's wrong, I understand, but let me double down. There is Gumby Joe. He got that Gumby. He got that Gumby going. They did that back in the 80s, Joe. They did the Gumby. Okay. Poll, 69% of white evangelicals approve of Trump. Do you not realize, white evangelicals, if you approve of Trump, you're going straight to hell? Do you not know that? My God, 69% of you have lost your golden ticket as Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory to get in. Your heavenly golden ticket is gone because 69% of white evangelicals approve of Trump. And Joe goes on there this morning, that is not the white evangelical. That's not where I come from. We just did not. We would never have done this. Interesting. Oh, by the way, Joe, how about that intern that stood up one day and lost her oxygen to her brain and fell and bumped her head and died? I don't know why I just threw that in. All right, last, I think this might be last. They are focusing, and this was at 7 a.m. this morning. Joe and Minka are focusing at 7 a.m. Now, I'm not for sure what they're doing. Now, I think Francis O'Rourke is backed by Obama. Francis raised $6 million where, and he had to apologize because his wife is raising the kids. What would his apology be like if he was told the truth and said, my wife and our nanny are raising? What would that happen? What if he'd have said, thank God my wife has a nanny back home. Thank God my wife is worth a fortune. And we're able to have a nanny. What if that was the apology? Damn, just think about it. But anyhow, Beto, better known as Francis O'Rourke, better known as a hacker, better known as a guy that wears a dress in a band, better known as a DUI, whatever, better known as the guy that Reuters buried stories on and did not expose until after the Texas Senate race. All of the above. I think he's backed by Obama, and Obama's people are jumping on the board, and they're excited to be with him. Joe Biden is looking at, now let's go to number 15. Okay, so I don't know what they're doing. If they're trying to kick him off, but 2020 Democrat presidential nomination, he's up 4 points. He's not in the race from last week. It's Joe Biden. Joe and Bernie. Two old guys at the deli slurping soup. Joe and Bernie. Okay? And then we get into the 8s. And that's Carmel Harris. I call her Carmel. She's got a caramel kind of tint to her. Okay? And then you got Francis is at 8. And then Warren at 7. And then you get down to Booker at 4. And you get Klobuchar at 2. And then let's go to number 16. And you get Buttigieg down to 1 and Castro. They're all sharing the 1 mark. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand just blew her rollout as she's going to have a rally in front of Trump Tower. Yes, that's going to really get your name recognition and everything. John Hickenlooper and Jay Inslee from Washington State with his climate change. So Joe, let's go back to 15. Joe's up there. He's leading the pack. He met with Stacey Abrams. Why is Joe, and this is the question I have that I don't have the answers. Why is Joe leaving? Why is he insinuating things? Why is he leaving clues? Why is he dropping these little clues and moving along like the other night, Saturday? I'm the most progressive candidate in the race, or I'm the most progressive candidate if I was in the race. Okay, Joe. And then, and then why would you meet with Stacey Abrams seriously from Georgia and leak that meeting? And why would you? Okay. So we don't know. There's a lot of things happening out there. There's a lot of things the deep state media is doing. What if Obama calls him up and says, Joe, get the hell out and just go for it right now? Say you would like to see some of the young people in the Democrat Party, much like Francis O'Rourke, get a chance and do a end around endorsement of Francis. What if? Okay. So that being said, Francis is at 8. He's up only 1. He's had to answer questions. Now, here is something that the deep state media will have to deal with, and I got it up here really quick. I do want to get to this. I know, okay. Beto O'Rourke seemingly endorses third trimester abortions. Now Beto is and I wish Fox would call him Francis. I mean, I'm really disturbed that even Fox writes stories and talks about him using Beto. But Francis, okay, O'Rourke, is not going to be able to answer questions, and he's not. He's just giving some general statements and getting out of the way. And actually, most of the media that he's bumping into is not asking him any hard questions. And the only thing is the people that sneak through. And trust me, I have been to these. Like John Ossoff, when he ran against Karen Handel here in Georgia. I went to an event on Sunday, and I tried everything to get Ossoff to talk to me. I went around that whole event. And if finally I went to the face-to-face, I have the camera, and I'm ready to go. And I said, hey, you know, John Ossoff, hey, can you speak to me just for a minute before you leave? Hey, get with so-and-so over there and set something up. We'd love to talk to you. I've got to run to an... And he went out the door. That's what Beto will do, or Francis will do. But the Democrats won't get away from this, and this will be a problem. O'Rourke seemingly endorses third trimester abortions, okay? That should be a decision the woman makes. So he yesterday was asked this. White House hopeful Francis O'Rourke seemingly endorsed the practice of third trimester abortions at a campaign event in Ohio Monday, less than a month after the Senate Democrats blocked a bill that would require doctors to provide medical care to newborns amid a swirling infanticide controversy in Virginia. Now, does he know he's in Ohio? Does he know that the governor is ready to sign, I think, look it up for yourself, the heartbeat bill in Ohio? Does he know the House and Senate are controlled by the Republicans in Ohio? Does he know the governor's a Republican? Does he know the heartbeat bill is just a signature? It may be done already in Ohio. Does he know any of that when he says it's up to, and he endorses third trimester abortions? That should be the decision the woman makes. Let me see if we can hear it real quick. Hold on.
Abortions, or are you going to protect the lives of... Are you for third trimester abortions, or are you going to protect the lives of third trimester babies? Because, you know, there's really not a medical necessity for abortion. It's not a medical emergency procedure, because typically third trimester abortions take up to 3 days to have. So you would, in that sense, if there was an emergency...
Hey, Josh, get this video out of here. You'll see. Because this has got an answer, and I want to do this for a reason, okay? I'm going to explain something, and these people are hot. This question came through. It's not just what was said. Get this a video up for me. Sorry about the noise on the mic, folks, and turn it around. And tell me as soon as you have that video out, okay? Okay? Yeah, you'll see it there. You'll see it there. Okay, folks, here's the thing. I just told you, I've been to these. Beto is walking in these places. He has a front team out there. This will get solved this week, okay? This will get solved. They will put a team out in front of Beto, which I'm calling him that so you'll recognize him, Francis O'Rourke. They will put a team out in front of him. This will not happen again. This won't happen again in Ohio. They're not going to allow this to happen. And this is a problem because they know, Democrats know, that the American people, when it comes to third trimester, when it comes to cutting up the body parts, yes, absolutely. When it comes to having to force a delivery to abort the child, the American people are not behind that, and they're not okay with that. You got it? Is it ready? Okay, watch this question. And it's not just the question, it's who let this person in. Go ahead.
Are you for third trimester abortions, or are you going to protect the lives of third trimester babies? Because, you know, there's really not a medical necessity for abortion. It's not a medical emergency procedure, because typically third trimester abortions take up to 3 days to have. So you would, in that sense, if there was an emergency, the doctors would just do a C-section, and you don't have to kill the baby in that essence. So are you for or against third trimester abortions?
So the question is about abortion and reproductive rights. And my answer to you is that should be a decision that the woman makes about her own body. I trust her.
Okay, so he changed That was not the question. That was not the question. It was nowhere near the question. He will not answer a question. He's an empty shirt, folks. A third trimester abortion whoever, I'm going to guess young lady that had the nerve. I would like to find out who this is. I want to look into that had the nerve to ask the question. First of all, they're going to fix this. This doesn't happen again, okay? He wants to go in and he wants to be cool and he wants to jump on the counter and he wants to talk to people at these coffee shops. But this question snuck in Ohio. He changed the question. And the answer is not, oh, well, I just think it's a woman's right to choose. That's not the answer. So whoever this reporter is, thank you for that. The Democrats got a serious problem, and they're going to fix this today. They won't let that happen again. How she got in the room, how she got that question, how she got picked, not anymore. That'll stop today because because there's too many people. See, used to they would just give you his take. There's too many people on Twitter and everywhere like that because that came off Twitter. Too many people have that. And everybody knows this morning in America, if you watch that he changed the question. That was not the question. I'm your host, BKP. We didn't get to everything, but we got the most. And I can't wait to get back tomorrow morning right here on FYNTV.com. I'll be back here at 8 a.m. Now it's time for instant replay. Take us out of here, Josh.